again, we're now at 124,049, which was a little bit down from the other night. It's just due to better mapping. We got an IR flight last night, which is an infrared flight. But that did drop our containment just because of the growth of the fire. We're now sitting at 21% contained. As I said, the crews did a great job out there today. Corey will get into more detail with that, but the crews really worked hard and were able to come around everything that kind of went east of the Manhattan Road. So they got around this fire, the spots they had in here, and down and around, and they got about 2 miles left in there to contain that edge, have line around it, not contain it, but have line around it. And they're working in there tonight as well, currently with that. One of the updates that went out earlier is they are looking at trying to restore power, and they were hoping by this evening that they would have power back on north of the Red Feather Lakes Road and lower parts of Glacier View as well. So hopefully that'll happen this evening. And again, a lot of hard work out there by the firefighters today, and made a lot of progress on everything that to the east of Manhattan. Thanks.
Next, we have Planning Operations Trainee, Corey Carlson.
Good evening, everyone. Corey Carlson, Planning Operations Trainee for Southwest Area Team 3. So I'll talk a little bit about last night, the progress that we made, and then some stuff today. So after a busy day yesterday where the fire made about a 20,000 acre run over the last couple days here, last night we were able to get in there as the sun went down. The fire activity moderated, and we were able to get in there and just start picking up a lot of spot fires, start tying a dozer line in around some of the edges and back into the Manhattan Road. So that's what went on last night up here, and along the Highway 14 corridor. A lot of good work picking up just the spot fires, continuing to do structure protection in and around some of the structures that had heat around them, and they were really successful doing that last night. So today, they work all through the night. As the sun came up, it was much colder, it was cloudy. We did have strong winds, but fortunately we didn't have any real growth on the fire. There was some activity, there was still a lot of heat on the edges, but just the elevated humidities, the cool temperatures, the cloud covers really bought us a lot today. So what happened today was they just, with pretty much a contingent of dozers, they just started grabbing the fire's edge and going around and just grabbing everything and tying it back into the Manhattan Road. So up here they did that on the 267. They went and followed that road bed and picked up anything that crossed that, tied it back into the 267, and then here they used dozers to come around the head of this, tied it into the 509 road, and then tied it back into this fire. You do see some spots out here. These are spot fires that they just kind of took the dozers and put a line around them. Down here, the same thing. They tied into the 509 road, and they just went right on the fire's edge, tying into the 68C road and bringing all that stuff that had crossed the 68C, kind of just getting line around it there. From the 68C road, they left that and continued to go direct line down to the 68D road and pretty much got to right around there. Like Dave said, there's a little bit of a gap. I know it looks little on the map, but it's several miles, about 2 miles. They need to get around that tomorrow, and that's going to be primarily done with hand crews. There's a little bit of stuff they can do with heavy equipment, but that's going to be a lot of crew work. So all in all, assisted by the weather and just good firefighting in there for the last couple days, we made really good progress on the head of this thing. So things look really good in here. We're going to continue to work all through the night, just buffering the perimeter of this, securing some of the hot spots in there, continuing to monitor the fire in and around some of the structures and the values at risk, and just make sure that everything is looking really good in there. Also today they did a little bit of burning up behind kind of Rustic, Glen Echo area, kind of tying some stuff back into the Highway 14 corridor. I know it's hard to see on this map. It's kind of behind all the black stuff, but wanted to make sure we had a good solid piece of black in there between 14, the fire's edge, and these communities here. So pretty much that work is going to continue. Obviously, if you look at the temps and the weather, we're going to slowly warm right back up. It's not going to be some of the temps that we saw a couple weeks ago, but we'll be back in the 60s and 70s, low 70s. We'll have RHs back in the teens again early this week, and some gusty winds again. More of a west-northwest component, but definitely, you know, the weather's bought us some time, some good firefighting, like I said, but still a lot of work to do. As we know, the fuels here, with that heavy bug kill, it doesn't take much in the right conditions to get spot fires outside the line that are hard to pick up. So we'll continue to work hard in here and you know, hopefully button a lot of this stuff up. One of the things that is going to be on our radar tomorrow and going forward is this fire's edge here all the way back. You know, there's a lot of miles in here, as we've talked about for weeks. This stuff is fairly inaccessible. It's very difficult with crews and heavy equipment. So we're going to be looking really hard, transitioning with the Pacific Northwest team that's going to be taking over the fire on Tuesday, and really get with their folks and try to game out a plan, try to set them up for success. And they're going to be looking really hard at this Dead Man Road all the way back to this road system and trying to anchor it back here. So I'm not saying that that's the plan, but that's going to be an option that's going to be looked at pretty heavily, something that's going to be worked fairly heavily, and then we'll continue, as like always, look at options in here. We'll continue to support as we can with aircraft up here and make sure nothing gets away from us. Down here in Comanche, I've talked about this for the last couple days. We've had fire continuing to back down towards Comanche over the course of, you know, about 2 or 3 miles wide. That'll continue to back down. They did put a little retardant on it, I believe, yesterday night, or maybe this morning. I can't remember. But anyway, that was looking really good today. You know, some smoke coming off of it, but looked really good. And they continue to do some work in and around Colorado State, Mountain Campus, and some of the other values at risk. Coming around to the park, we did have, you know, we do got some activity down here by Long Draw Reservoir. Pretty quiet today after a few days of fairly active stuff. We do think that this will probably get back on the park here in the next couple days. We'll just see how that looks. And then coming back around to the west side, we got some containment here like we've had for a while. Crews will continue to work this stuff. I did get a report that this stuff is looking much better. You know, it has looked like that for a while, but not as much heat in there as some of these other areas. So I think I'm back around the map now. And then, yeah, there's the big thing for tonight with the cold temps. Temps will be in the 20s tonight. We have 280 some pumps out here. We have, you know, 800 firefighters out here, and we have a bunch of engine and water handling equipment. All that stuff we need to take care of that stuff tonight using antifreeze, making sure we don't freeze the hose or the pumps, and because all that's just going to cause us problems tomorrow and the following day. So that will be one of the things that goes on tonight and tomorrow is making sure we don't lose any of our equipment out there because of the cold weather. So with that, end of report. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Captain Joe Shellhammer from Larimer County Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, Joe Shellhammer, Larimer County Sheriff's Office. First, I want to thank the Southwest team. They've done an amazing job here. Their leadership, their decision-making has been critical in helping our community survive this disastrous wildfire. We're going to miss their friendship and miss the work that they've done. I'm looking forward to the new team coming in. We still got a long way to go, but I do want to point out a couple things. The unbelievable effort of our volunteer community fire companies in Poudre Canyon, Crystal Lakes, Glacier View, Red Feather. The work that they've done in the last 3 nights has been amazing, saving tons of houses and structures, and tying in with the team to do everything they could to save as many places as they possibly could. We did have structural loss down on the Highway 14 corridor. We did lose a few structures on the Manhattan Road and a few in Boy Scout Ranch Road. Disaster assessment teams finished their work late this evening. They're getting all that information put together and hoping to be able to contact the owners tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon as soon as they can and let them know the status of their properties. And everybody is still out there working super hard, trying to put all the hot spots out and keep the houses that have survived, keep them up.
All right, that will conclude our speaker portion. We'll move in, we'll take a couple of questions and answers. We're gonna try and be done by 8 o'clock tonight. So again, like I said, if we don't get to your question, drop it in there, we're monitoring those. We'll do what we can. So keep in mind, if you guys have evacuation questions, like the sheriff said, you can look on their website, No-Go Alert. That's where you're gonna find the latest evacuation information. And then if you have any questions, you can also call the Joint Information Center or JIC. They're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All that information is available on our website, INSEWeb. If you need that, go ahead and drop that in. Our information officers will also respond to those just to make sure you guys have that contact information. Any questions regarding power? That's going to be the power company. They've already made an announcement today. Please be patient with them. They're working. Everybody's doing the best they can to get you guys information. We'll get it to you as soon as we get it. So thank you for your support. And with that, we're going to move into our question and answer session. We'll bring up Incident Commander Dave Gesser. First question, what's containment?
So again, we've had this question several times, but containment is basically, as you see with the black here on the map here and over here, that's where, again, our firefighters are really patrolling that area. They're checking for hot spots. They're mopping that edge up to ensure that there's no chance for that fire to escape in that area. So they do a really thorough job with basically mopping up that area. And that's stirring up the materials in there. If they find hot spots, it's getting water in there, and just really securing that so that it's cold. And they basically go, you know, anywhere from 66 feet to 100 and some feet in off that edge to make sure it's secure.
Can you give us a quick update on what the forecast could look like for the next 7 to 10 days?
Yeah, so again, currently, and I'll look at the weather forecast we have up here. Our winds are northwest and then west-northwest, anywhere from 10 to 12 miles an hour. And then our temperatures are ranging in the 54, mid-50s up to about 63. And our RHs are in the high teens to mid-20s for the next 5 days.
Next question is there a concern the fire will jump 74E?
At this time, I would say not right now. You know, they're really working hard in there to secure those areas.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Next, Planning Operations Trainee, Corey Carlson. Can you please update us on the risk to the Fall River Corridor in Rocky Mountain National Park? And thanks for everything you are doing to protect us.
Yep, thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. And as far as the Falls River Corridor, you know, the most active fire that, you know, could impact the park is right here on the Long Draw Reservoir. So certainly, you know, anyone that's familiar with this country, there's a lot of continuous fuels in here. Certainly, you know, fire could get back into the park. I kind of mentioned it. We're not expecting it to make, you know, a huge run at this time. So, you know, the Falls River Corridor, it's down there a ways, but you know, that was a concern of ours early on this fire. You know, we've done some protection, structure assessments and protection in there. We have a good plan. So if fire was to make a push towards the Falls River Corridor, we have a plan in place. We will leave that plan and brief that plan to the incoming team, and we'll do everything to set them up for success and any teams after us and them.
Next question, is the Dead Man Road the last line of defense for Southern Crystal Lakes, and what has been done to that road?
So the Dead Man Road is, it's certainly, it's not the last line of defense. It's a good road. It's been prepped heavily. We're currently moving folks up there to continue widening the Dead Man Road, to remove fuels in and around the Dead Man Road. We'll move hose and pumps and water up there and do like we did on the Dead Man Road, string that stuff out for miles. And then it's not the last line of defense, and we've done a lot of mitigation here. You can see dozer lines, you can see another improved road here. So all this stuff is just options that we can fall back to, as well as we've done a lot of implementation and structure stuff in the community itself, just kind of like Red Feather and east of the Manhattan Road. So it's not the last line of defense. We have several options in there.
All right, thank you. We'll bring up Captain Joe Shellhammer from Larimer County Sheriff's Office. I know we've talked about this in previous meetings, but could you just review the credentialing process for everyone?
So our Emergency Operations Center has been handling credentialing. We've been doing it for weeks when this fire started. And what that does is gives you a card, I think it's yellow or orange, and it just helps at the checkpoints verify that you are a landowner, that you do belong inside, that you are a resident either of Glacier View or Crystal or Red Feather, or even the Upper Buckhorn. It makes it easier and quicker when we are allowing folks in to get either needed supplies or something done with their livestock. Makes it much quicker and easier to get through the checkpoints, and we can get you in. Most of our people going in are getting escorted by our deputies, getting in, make sure you're safe in a safe area, and helping you get out. So that's what the credentialing will help do, and the Emergency Operations Center is going to continue to do credentialing moving forward.
All right, thank you. We'll bring back up Planning Operations Trainee Corey Carlson. What can you tell us about the fire edge coming out of Shambhala down 68C?
All right, here's 68C Road right here, kind of on the outskirts of the Red Feather area. So the 68C Road, what we've done is we've picked up the fire edge right here on the 509 road, and we've followed the 68C Road with dozers, and we've picked up anything that's crossed it on the north side, and we've tied that dozer line back into the 68C. Where it leaves the 68C here, as it goes into Shambhala, we continue to put dozer line right around right on the fire's edge, and we continue to put fire engines, crews, sprinklers, pumps in there, and we continue to just mop up the area and make sure there's no heat in and around the structures in there, and just continue to make sure this is secure so that we have no further fire spread north of Shambhala, east of Shambhala, and down south here to the 14.
All right, next question. Can you touch on the fire popping up near the Rocky Mountain National Park?
Yep, so right here at Long Draw, this is just something that's popped up. I mean, we got 120,000 acres of fire out here. There's a lot of heat out here, and these things just happen to pop up. This thing, like we've talked about, there's a lot of bug kill and beetle kill. All that beetle kill is just standing dead fuels. It's so it doesn't take much for that stuff to catch on fire again, and I don't know how much in there, 100 acres or something like that, but it'll come down here into the park a little bit. You'll see it. It'll be visible. There'll be smoke from the park, but we're keeping a close eye on it. We have crews in there watching it, and as it comes down into areas that are accessible, we'll deal with it as it comes to us.
All right, thank you. So just a quick update, we've kind of been seeing this popping into the chat a little bit. Just a reminder, we are unable to Zoom due to our technology limitations here with our equipment and our bandwidth due to our location. So I'm gonna have a public information officer drop a link down into the comments. That's gonna take you to our Story Maps website. And in there, you'll have access to a map that has a measuring tool. And up in the top left-hand corner, you can type in your address and it'll locate it on the map and it'll measure the distance. Keep in mind, we're still updating those maps as we get perimeter mapping coming in from our infrared flights, if it is available. There's weather coming in right now, as you guys have seen, but we'll try to get that updated. Be patient with us. If you have any questions on how to operate that and locate that distance, please reach out to one of our public information officers, giving us a call or shooting a private message to us out to Facebook. With that, our time is coming to an end, so we're gonna do one more question with our incident commander, Dave Gesser. So I know we touched on this a little bit last night, but can you just, for those that may have missed it, just touch on why a new team is coming in?
Yeah, so basically we try to rotate out every 14 days, but with our team, we stayed on for 21 days on this fire. And so, you know, to get our rest and to be able to, of course, get back home to our families as well, and the same with the firefighters. It's for us to get our rest, you know, it's long, hard hours that we work, a lot of time spent away from our families as well. So we rotate typically every 14 days, but under these conditions, national level PL5, we went 21 days on this fire. And so, you know, it's that time for us to be able to head back.
All right, thank you. We'll have a closing statement from Captain Joe Shellhammer from Larimer County Sheriff's Office.
I just wanted to thank the community. They've been amazing with the support, the comments, the calls, stopping by the command post and dropping off cookies. Every time this community goes through a tragedy or a hard time, this community really steps up, and the mountain communities have been amazing, and everybody that's been offering to help, we just can't thank you enough. I just really appreciate the support, and it's really uplifting for everybody that's working. So thank you.
All right, Incident Commander Dave Gesser.
Yeah, so you know, we'll do another Facebook Live tomorrow, but I just wanted to really thank the communities out there. There's been a lot of support with our team in here. We appreciate all that from everyone. You know, the firefighters appreciate it. And so, as I said, you know, a lot of hard work that they're doing out there. So we really want to thank the communities for your patience and your understanding with us, and all the comments that we've been seeing, you know, with the thank yous. So we, again, thank you for all your support and your work out there as well. Thank you.
All right, and with that, just a quick reminder, keep an eye on this Facebook page. We will have another operations update with Corey in the morning, as well as our daily updates, maps, and smoke outlooks. And then, as Dave said, we will have another live Facebook meeting tomorrow at 7:30 right here on this Facebook page. You can also visit our INSEE web for more information. The story map, we'll make sure all those links are available to you in this post. And then don't forget our YouTube, which has all of the videos. So in case you have friends or family that don't have access to Facebook, make sure you guys share that out there, get the information out, and anything we could do to help you guys out, just let us know through a private message on Facebook, a comment, or give one of our public information officers a call. And with that, thank you again for joining us, and have a good night.